So I'm just on my way up to Lambda, and this is the way I go. This is the way up to Mount Glorious, a popular road for motorcyclists, and you'll see why. It's a very interesting road. Very winding, extremely winding road, as you'll see. So I hope the phone stays where it is, and we'll see how we go up this road. Turn that off. We'll turn that off. Right. Yeah, so it's a bit of a trip, but I go up to Lambda because they got the best I don't know, range. Yeah, the best range of Postie bike parts. Just wind this window up so I don't get too much road noise. As you can see, the speed limit says 80 kilometres an hour along this road. You cannot do 80 kilometres an hour on this road. It's impossible. You could along these little flat bits, but as we go up into the mountain, you'll see it's a lot higher. So there's some nice scenery. It gets nice and cool up the top, even when it's quite hot down below in the valley. The top of the mountain in all the shade is quite cool. I don't have a proper camera bracket, so I've got to film this in, I think it's vertical mode. So yeah, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I thought I'd just share you this lovely road. If you've got a bike in Queensland, push bike, electric bike, motorbike, doesn't matter, you really got to do this. Put this on your bucket list. Come up this road. It is awesome. I just hope they're not doing any. There's a bike. So there's one. There'll be a few up at the Mount Glorious cafe up the top. I think it's called the Pit Stop or something. Every time I come through there's a heap of bikes. A lot of classic bikes. A lot of sport bikes. Few adventure bikes. Once you find this road, it's awesome. You can't really break the speed limit on here. It is policed, so you can't go mental. Unfortunately, a few riders have bought the final ticket on this road. So yeah, you got to take it easy, enjoy the twists, enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. It is something to, well, you'll see, it's just something to be enjoyed. So we're in the easy part of it now. Oh, there we go. We've got to slow down. Recommended speed is 50 k's an hour here. We're currently doing 80 and decelerating, 77, 76, 75, 70, 68, we're slowing down. There you go, that's 61. Yeah, that's just the start, that's nothing. They're quite forgiving bends. There are some very unforgiving hairpin bends ahead, as you'll see. But yeah, it's just, I think that this is one of Queensland's greatest roads. It's basically still undiscovered by the masses. A lot of people do know about it. I just come this way because it's the shortest way of getting to Lambda Motorcycles up there in Morayfield. And by coming this way, I avoid the hectic city traffic and all the traffic lights. I'd rather go slow and on a winding road than stop, start, you know, being in amongst everyone else, and they're trying to get up you and tailgate you and want to drag you, and they're just idiots. And I'd prefer to just stay out of all that and have a nice relaxing cruise and enjoy the scenery. And I like driving, so this is a bit of a challenge for any driver. As you can see, it's getting a bit windier. It's a special drive, and even though it's a Monday, there'll be quite a few bikes up here. I'll stop the video when I get to Mount Glorious, when I get up, when you see all the bikes. So I'm not touching it while we're driving, obviously. Yeah, so it's, I think we're approaching the bends very soon. This is the smooth part, the easy part. It is a good road. It's sealed all the way, so the hazards on this road are animals, other drivers, and leaves and sticks that blow down in the wind and storms. And you go through some leaf litter on the road on a tight bend. It can be quite slippery. I slid out once here. I was doing way under the speed limit. I think I was only doing 30-40 k's an hour, and I started drifting out on one of these corners, and it was due solely to the leaves on the road. So you have to drive to conditions. Yes, another 50k corner. This is nothing. This is quite a good corner. This is D'Aguilar National Park. You can Google that if you want. That'll show you. Yeah, there should be some footage there. There's another bike enjoying the cruise. He wasn't going to. Oh, another couple of bikes. Sport bikes. No need to bring a... You couldn't even take a Postie bike on this road flat out. You'd stack it. As you can see, very windy so far. And it's, the winds and twists and bends will increase as we get further up the mountain. White Setter picnic area, good place to stop and have a lunch, you know, on your bike. I'm coming up, as soon as I get the bike registered, I'll be bringing the big CT 110 up here. I might be able to open it all the way out to half throttle, who knows. But like I said, you cannot even take a Postie bike at top speed on this road. You would on the lower stretches where it's not so windy, but yeah, here we go. I think this is the start. Yeah, this is the start of the nasty bits. We're doing about 50 k's an hour now, and it says 40. We're down to 40 now, so I've got to slow down. Go through there. Oh, the phone took a bit of a lane. I've just got the phone sitting behind the GPS. Probably won't be the best video ever, but it gives you some idea of the beautiful countryside in Queensland where I am. This is a motorcyclist's paradise, this road. People have been coming here for years. I talked to some old guys, they were telling me about coming up here in the 70s, and the laws were a little bit more lax back then. You could have a higher alcohol content, and they'd always stop for a few beers and get half sozzled, and then basically almost idle all the way home because it was just too hairy to give it some feed into the carburetor. So, well, prepare to stop. So there's roadworks going on. This road has really improved over the last few years, and even over this year they've put some nice new sections in it. Pilot vehicle in use. Oh yeah, okay, so he's like a moderator. So we're coming up to a red light here. Here we go, road workers controlling the traffic. Stop here on red signal. Oh, they got a motorbike too. It looks like he's got a two-way on the motorbike, so that's probably part of their just waiting for traffic coming from the other direction. Yeah. Okay. Probably have to wait here a few minutes. For those of you that are wondering, I'm driving a Ford Falcon, common to Australia. I don't think it's really available overseas, featuring the big Barra motor, 4 litre double overhead cam, 6-cylinder. Some of them are turbo, this one isn't. You don't need a turbo. This thing's got like 280 horsepower, 195 kilowatt standard. 260, 280 I think, I can't remember. It's got enough power to not need any more. I know a lot of people are doing these up to 1,000 horsepower. I have seen the odd 2,000 horsepower Barra, but we all know that the more horsepower you drag out of the motor, the shorter it lives. So mine's done 384,000 kilometres, and they're good for 1,000,000 k's if you don't work them. Just give them regular servicing. I might as well put it in park. You hear the difference. Running smooth. We've got about 460 kilometres range left in the tank. About 2/3 of a tank there. Look at that. They're not doing anything and they're drinking Red Bulls. Of course, they need the energy. There. Here comes the other traffic, so... Oh no, that's a guy coming behind me. Two vehicles. Yeah, so we just got to wait until we get the green light. This is the boring bit. Here we go. A ute coming down. A Holden and a pilot vehicle, so... he's going to make sure I don't go hooning up the road. Come on. Put him in gear, get ready. Go, green light. Can't accelerate too quick or this phone will fall over. Oh, we're still out accelerating the pilot vehicle. Do not overtake. Somehow he wants me to just turn right into the bush, I think. That's what the arrow says. Obviously not. forget the actual name of the road, but to me I just know it as the Mount Glorious Road. It's something like Northlands Parkway. There you go, somebody's parked off, oh, it's probably one of the road workers. It's one of the many creeks. Bit of a sad story up here. You'll see, you might catch a glimpse of a motorcycle helmet where a young guy bought it, and there's flowers there and a motorcycle helmet. Sadly he didn't make it to the end of the road. But yeah. Oh, I don't mind this guy being our pilot, because as you can see it's pretty windy. Look at that, 20 kilometres an hour on this hairpin bend here. 20 k's an hour. And if it's wet and covered in leaves, you will slip out even at 20 k's an hour. Look how steep it is. This is greater than 1 in 7 gradient. Most of the places it's like 1 in 10. Like it's leveled out a bit now, it's a bit better now. But that, where the hairpin bend is back there, is very steep. This isn't too bad. 40 k's an hour suggested speed limit. And if it's your first time and you come along this road, just obey those suggested signs. Look, another 20k hairpin bend. You won't go wrong if you obey the suggested speed limits. I know it sounds boringly slow, but I want you to make it to the end of the road by yourself and not in an ambulance, or worse still, a coroner's vehicle. So that, like I said, there has been a few fatalities on this road over the years, and you can see it's a very good quality road, and it's all tar sealed, and you've got the barriers there. But if you come off your bike going around one of these corners and there's a car coming the opposite direction and you slide out under that car, well, you're guaranteed of serious injuries or death. So here we go. They're doing some more tar seal up here, renewing the road. They're all busy. Look how busy they are. Yep, very busy people. I've been working on this for a couple of weeks. I don't want to rush it. That's the way it goes. This is a very steep section here. And there we go, we've got our queue on the other side of the traffic lights, and it's still very steep going up this section. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's bellbirds. They sound like little bells. It's quite magical when you stop and have a break, stop for a drink and something to eat. I bet you that's a Prado behind me. No, it's a Nissan dual cab, or no, Nissan King cab. Usually it's Prado drivers that are a problem. They think they're big hero four-wheel drivers, and most of them couldn't four-wheel drive for crap. You don't need a four-wheel drive to come up here. One-wheel drive's enough. Yeah, we're still going up. Here we are at the 40k. Yeah, another 20k hairpin. I don't know why they made these roads so steep. You probably won't be able to tell how steep it is on the video, but I wouldn't like to skateboard down here. No, it's pretty amazing. And as you can see, lots of trees, lots of shade. No lines marked on the road, so, and you can see little the odd leaf here and there at the moment on the side of the road. They do blow that off quite often, but I've seen this road covered in leaf matter from, you know, from side to side and for quite some distances, and all that needs is, it's slippery enough when they're dry leaf matter or dry leaves, but when it gets wet it becomes really slippery. Just doing 40 k's an hour. I don't know how long this bit is. I haven't got the GPS turned on so it would tell me exactly, but I think it's about 18 kilometres. Yeah. So I just sort of thought I'd show you the way I go to get my Postie bike parts. This is the last piece I need. I'm going up to pick up the exhaust pipe. So until we start the next Postie bike, that's all I need for this one. It's cost me a bit of money, but I'm very happy. I don't want to sell it. It's a keeper, that's why I don't mind spending. You know, if I was just doing it up to flog it off, I'd probably weld up the holes in the exhaust. It's just a split along the seam of the top of the muffler. I do like getting genuine Honda parts. One of the things I won't do is lap the valves in, because I read in the book that there's a coating, and if you do valve grinding, if you lap the valves in, it will destroy that hardened coating and dramatically shorten the life of the head, which means you've got to pull your motor apart. And even though it's fun to do once, I think it'd become quite annoying if you had to keep pulling your engine apart to replace things because you didn't understand what you were doing or didn't know. You know, ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power, and in this case it's power to make your motorcycle engine last a bit longer. Another 20k hairpin bend, and we see a few more leaves. It's still quite good, it's not bad at the moment. That's not the top of the hill, it's just a bit of a rise. We're going downhill now. It says 60 k's an hour, but seriously I would not do 60 because you just don't know what's going to happen here. Hopefully the video turns out alright. Getting a bit of reflection off the windscreen, I can't help that. It's just the way the light is. Oh, I'm missing you. He's just cruising. He's not even trying. Sitting there behind me. Yeah, like I said, lovely. It's a lovely ride on a bike, out in the open fresh air, blowing in your face. Yes, see some of the big trees and ferns there. Lots of bird life here, lots of animal life, so you got to be wary of them, be wary of kangaroos jumping out in front of you. I haven't seen any at the moment. Normally they're active at last thing at night, you know, like just before dawn, or around dawn and dusks when they're really active, hopping across roads. Yeah, very nice tropical feel to this road. Hope some of you get to enjoy it on your Postie bikes or whatever bikes you get. I'll be selling 2 of my Postie bikes. I've got 4 that you could call Postie bikes. One's a Cub 70, Another one's a Cub 90, and I've got 2 CT110s, so 3 of the Hondas will be getting sold. It's only so the wife will let me get another motorcycle. So I'll sacrifice 3, and that means I can get 2. Yeah, so I'm downsizing the number of bikes I got. But I'm only interested in working on one bike at a time. Concentrate on one, doesn't matter how long it takes, and finish it as good as your skills and abilities allow you. I've bought some special tools, clutch basket retaining spanner, clutch removal. Oh, there we go. 4 or 5 riders, all having fun. 6 in a row, all going down together. Now, the silly thing about 6 riders, if you get a couple of noobs and they start wanting to race each other, that's where they'll run into problems on this road. Maybe out on a flat and a straight, they won't have a problem, but on this road, they will run into a problem. And up here, I'm told there's a very pedantic police officer who loves doing his job and defecting bikes with aftermarket exhausts. And yeah, so if you're coming up here and you're blatting it out a bit, making a lot of noise, probably expect a defect notice on your bike. Oh yeah, it's a bit sharp there. I suppose it's very deceiving on video what this road is actually like, but it's really windy. Beautiful road, one of the best to ride a bike on. No ocean views, but it's really cool out there at the moment. It's about 22 degrees according to my outside air temperature monitor. Sensor, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is normally the area that gets covered in leaves up here, and a few people have taken spills. You might see a few logs on the side of the road. Sometimes there's rock falls, all sorts of hazards, sticks. Yeah, lovely road. I hope you enjoy this preview of where I go and the lengths I go to get my Postie bike parts. I don't trust the couriers with my exhaust system because there's some thin metalwork that's chromed, and I've seen how they throw parcels around, and I'm just not comfortable with them getting my $600 exhaust system and denting it. I'd rather spend half a day driving up here, having an enjoying drive, pick up my exhaust system and getting it home in perfect condition. And that just doesn't go for any particular courier, it goes for all of them. You know, they just, sometimes it's not their fault, sometimes it could be flimsy packaging, heavy objects placed on top of your parcel, doesn't matter. I'm just guaranteeing that I get my Postie bike exhaust system home in good condition. And then I've got to be really careful fitting it to the bike that I don't scratch it or scratch the bike. I won't rush it, take my time, make sure it fits properly. We must be getting close. Yeah, there's Alex Road. Oh, roadworks ahead. 60k an hour limit. The road's sort of not as windy here. It's sort of, the bends are straightening out a bit. I'd like to see Alan Millyard with his big 5,000cc flying Millyard, the big V20 build. He'd probably have to idle it through here in first gear. Yeah. If you're into motorbikes and that, I'd suggest you look up Alan Millyard. He's like the king of motorcycle manufacturing. Get on YouTube and search for Alan Millyard. Got some very interesting bikes. I know I don't have anywhere near his skill. I've got good enough skills to pull apart engines and clutches. I even recently put together a gearbox. I did it a few times because I didn't realise that you had to wriggle both of the shafts to get it to change gears. And as the book says, it's best done with a friend wiggling the shaft and you operating the gear change mechanism. But anyway, the gearbox is changing gears perfectly, so I'm very happy about that. The clutch is an old clutch, I haven't reconditioned that yet. That'll be after I get the roadworthy, because it only slips sometimes. Like when the engine's cold, as soon as the engine warms up, it doesn't slip. And I suspect that's because they used the wrong oil in the bike. We're coming up to the Mount Glorious village. So yeah, see another bike there. That's a crazy looking one. A lot of bikes I don't like the look of. Some of the older bikes are more like the old naked motorbikes or the old bikini fairing cafe races, that sort of style. Yeah, some of these new bikes are just all plastic fairing and yeah, they don't really appeal to me much. I can pick them up really cheap. I could have bought 3 of them with what I spent on my Postie bike, but they'd be 3 piles of crap, whereas I've got one near perfect Postie bike. When I do the exhaust and clutch and fit all the front headlight, finish off the wiring, then that'll be, it's good enough for me. And then I'll be polishing the motor, giving it a professional polish. I know a few engine or metal polishers, and they've shown me lots of tips and tricks, shared their knowledge with me, and they told me to expect it to take a lot longer than they would take because I'm a noob. But here we are, we're rocking into Mount Glorious Village, community hall on the left, and the cafes here. We're doing 45 k's an hour, it's 50 k an hour through here. So I'll turn the camera off shortly. And here we are up at the, oh, there's a few bikes, 1, 2, oh yeah, about 3, about 6 bikes here at the moment, and a couple of push bikes. So I'll just pull in here and turn the camera off. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more.